This video is about using angle addition to solve for missing values, construct a ray to bisect a given angle, and apply the properties of angle bisectors to solve for missing values. So first, let's review what angle addition is. Remember that angle addition is just like segment addition. So when we're doing angle addition, the two smaller pieces are always going to equal a larger piece. So for example, if this angle is 20 degrees and this angle is 45 degrees, then our whole angle is going to have a measure of 65 degrees. So let's use this idea to solve for a variable. Number one, find the measure of the missing angle. So number one, we want to find the measure of CBD. So we want to know this inside angle here. They also tell us that ABC is 80 degrees. So remember that the two smaller pieces are equal to 80. So we have 22 plus x is equal to 80. We're going to subtract 22 on both sides, and we get x is 58 degrees, which means this angle is equal to 58 degrees. Number two, find the measure of EBC. Hint, AC is a line. So we're looking for this EBC. We're looking for this angle that we're going to call x. Those three angles together are equal to 180 because it's forming a straight line. So we have 60 plus 80 plus x equals 180. Combine like terms, so 140 plus x equals 180. And subtract 140 from both sides. And we get x is 40 degrees. Same idea here in these two problems, we just are including more variables now. So angle XWY is 2x plus 7. YWZ is 5x plus 12. And our entire angle XWZ is 82 degrees. So to solve for x, it's the same way we've been doing. The smaller two angles added together equal our large angle of 82 degrees. So when I combine like terms, 7x plus 19 equals 82. We're going to subtract 19 from both sides, so 7x equals 63, and divide by 7, so x equals 9. Number 4, the measure of ABD is 3x minus 10. DBC is 7x plus 2. And our entire angle is 5x plus 2. So the two pieces outside the angle, or inside the angle, are added together to equal the whole angle. So 3x minus 10 plus 7x plus 2 is equal to 5x plus 2. So when I combine like terms, I get 10x minus 8 is equal to 5x plus 2. So I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. 5x minus 8 equals 2. Add 8 to both sides. 5x equals 10. So when I divide, I get x is 2. An angle bisector is a ray that passes through the vertex and divides an angle into two congruent parts. So if ST is my ray that's the angle bisector, then each angle is congruent. It's going to have the same measure. It's going to be half of the overall angle. So we're using the same idea as we did with segment bisectors for angle bisectors. So in number 5, RD is an angle bisector. Well, if RD is an angle bisector, then these two angles are congruent to each other. Solve for x and find the measure of FRE. So if we have half of an angle and half of an angle, and we know they're congruent, we can set them equal to solve for x. So first I'm going to do is subtract 4x from both sides, and I get 32 equals 2x plus 10. I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. 2x equals 22. And then divide by 2, so x equals 11. Once I know that x is 11, I need to find the measure of FRE, so this whole angle. So I'm just going to substitute x into everything in order to get the angle measure. So the angle measure of FRE is equal to 4 times 11 plus 32 plus 6 times 11 plus 10. And I put that all into my calculator at the same time. So we have 44 plus 32 plus 66 plus 10 is 152 degrees. Number 6, YN is an angle bisector. So again, our angles are cut into two congruent pieces. Solve for x. So this time you're only given half of your angle, and we're given that the whole angle is 12x plus 12. Remember, if we have an angle cut in half that's congruent, this piece is also 9x minus 18. So to solve for x, we need 2 times 9 minus 18 is equal to 12x plus 12. So I'm going to distribute the 2. 18x minus 36 equals 12x plus 12. Subtract 12 from both sides. We get 6x minus 36 equals 12. Add 36 to both sides, so 6x equals 48. Divide, and we get x equals 8. Once we have x equals 8, we need to find the measure of angle RYN. Remember, RYN is also 9x minus 18. So we have 9 times 8 minus 18, which is 72 minus 18. So we get an overall angle of 54 degrees. Number 7, we have to draw a picture. So BD bisects ABC. It doesn't matter how you draw ABC as an acute or an obtuse angle. We just need a picture so we have a visual. So we have angle ABC, and BD bisects this angle. So that means the angle is cut into two congruent pieces. So we know that ABD is 3x plus 30, and that ABC is 14x minus 20. So in order to solve for x, again, we only have half an angle, so we need 2 times half that angle, because this is also 3x plus 30. So we need 2 times 3x plus 30 is equal to our whole angle, 14x minus 20. So I'm going to distribute the 2, 6x plus 60 equals 14x minus 20. Subtract 6x from both sides. 60 is equal to 8x minus 20. Add 20 on both sides, so 80 is equal to 8x. And divide, so we get x is 10. Once we know x is 10, we need to find the measure of angle ABD. So 3 times 10 plus 30 gets us a measure of 60 degrees. Number 8, S is on the interior of RPT. If the measure of RPT is 72 degrees, the measure of RPS is x squared plus 18, and the measure of SPT is 4x plus 22. Find the value of x and determine if PS is a bisector. So right now, we're determining. We don't know if it's true or not. So we have to assume that it's not to begin. So when we draw our picture, we have our angle RPT. We have another ray with S somewhere on it. Okay, so when I label my triangle, RPS is x squared plus 18. SPT is 4x plus 22. And my large angle, RPT, is 72 degrees. So because we don't know if it's a bisector or not, we need to use angle addition. So x squared plus 18 plus 4x plus 22 is equal to 72. So when I combine like terms, x squared plus 4x plus 40 is equal to 72. I'm going to subtract 72 from both sides, so x squared plus 4x minus 32 equals 0. So I need to know what multiplies to negative 32 and adds to 4. So that's x plus 8 and x minus 4, which means that x is negative 8 and x is 4. Now, when I look at these angles, I have to make sure that both values work. If I put -8 into this angle, I'm going to get a negative angle measure, and we can't have negative angle measures. So that means that x cannot equal -8. X can equal 4 because for both angles I get a positive number. So now I need to know if PS bisects the angle. So what I want to do is I want to find the measure of RPS, which is 4 squared plus 18, which gets us 34 degrees. And I need the measure of SPT, which is 38 degrees. So 34 and 38 are not congruent to each other, which means that PS cannot be a bisector. So I would say PS is not an angle bisector because the angles are not cut in half, or because the angle is not cut into two congruent pieces.